heavyweights of all time. No longer in the shadow of Khabib Nurmagomedov. It's remarkable the body of work he has put forth in the octagon this fight.
It's so hard to beat Islam Makhachev because the expectation was on him from day one to be great. He's done it. He's done it time and time again. He's exceeded the expectation. And that's because he has all the skills. Great wrestling. Great striking. The man can do it all inside the octagon. That is why.
And of course, the late great Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, not here, but front of mind for all of these athletes of all time. No longer in the shadow of Khabib Nurmagomedov. It's remarkable the body of work he has put forth in the octagon this fight.
It's so hard to beat Islam Makhachev because the expectation was on him from day one to be great. He's done it. He's done it time and time again. He's exceeded the expectation. And that's because he has all the skills. Great wrestling. Great striking. The man can do it all inside the octagon. That is why.
And of course, the late great Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, not here, but front of mind for all of these athletes and close to your team. Islam Makhachev steps inside the octagon. He is ready to fight. Tonight with a chance, DC, not only to defend this belt for a third time, but to do something that his mentor and brother Khabib Nurmagomedov never did, which is to say win a 14 fight inside the octagon.
Yeah, win 14 fights inside the octagon, like 13 in a row. He is quickly becoming one of the guys to be considered the greatest lightweight of all time. He has all the skills. He's a tremendous wrestler, tremendous grappler, but it's his striking that I think separates him from most. He's a really high-level striker, the guy that carries a ton of confidence. I remember being in the gym with this kid from the very first day, and it always felt like an eventuality.
It's an entrance that's becoming almost iconic here at Cage Warriors. Ian Garry walking out to the Arctic Monkeys, are you mine? And I think that's a question that he asks himself every time he looks at the picture of the Cage Warriors welterweight title. I mean, if you believe everything that Ian Garry says, that belt's practically his already. Danny, is there any chance that this young man is overconfident, if anything?
Well, it's always a possibility, but you know, you don't get very far with a lack of confidence in this sport. And you know, when it comes to throwing punches, you need confidence to commit to those things. And Rustam Akman, you've got to bear in mind, he's coming off 2 losses. He's been released from the UFC. That's not going to do wonders for his confidence. He's stepping in there against an undefeated fighter that's coming in with all of this confidence oozing out of him. I mean, that alone will put pressure on Rustam Akman because he knows he has to perform tonight. Gary's expected to perform.
Well, we've seen him be nothing but successful here on Cage Warriors in recent years. Put together a phenomenal record, and the wins just get a little...
Tonight, the UFC world turns its attention to Philadelphia because one of the most fascinating matchups of the year is finally here. Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry are about to collide in the main event of UFC 330.
My official prediction, Ian Garry is gonna knock Islam out. The height is a real thing, and Ian Garry's got it. And there's something that Islam has seen that concerns him about the takedown. There's something within Ian Garry that concerns Islam, period. I think it's simply, how do I get to a guy that's this long and moves this much? Islam believes Ian Garry is more dangerous than Ilia Topuria. That's a huge compliment. Ian Garry by knockout. I would not wage a round, though I think it's gonna be 4. This is just a smartest guy you know sharing an expert opinion.
And this is not simply another championship fight. This is a clash between 2 completely different styles, 2 completely different personalities, and 2 fighters who believe they are capable of controlling the future of the welterweight division.
Brother, why did you say shut up to Ian earlier?
Bro, honestly, I don't hear nothing there, and I don't understand what he said. That's why the crowd, they all go crazy. That's why I don't hear, bro.
So it was no disrespect, it was just you.
It's no disrespect. It's okay, bro. I have
Islam Makhachev enters this fight as the reigning UFC Welterweight Champion, carrying one of the most impressive winning streaks in modern UFC history, while Ian Machado Garry enters as the hungry challenger, looking to shock the world and capture his first UFC championship.
What's your name? Leo. Say hello, say best of luck, best of health tonight, and say he can't wait to see you tomorrow, okay? Yeah? Thank you, we appreciate that. Thank you guys.
The fight takes place tonight, August 15th, 2026, inside the Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia. And both men have already made the 170-pound championship limit, meaning there are no obstacles left between them and the biggest fight of their careers.
I would trust Islam as world champion. I would trust him as next opponent. I would trust that he has sat down and watched this. He said he was very familiar with Ian Garry. Said we watch him all the time. Ian Garry runs the whole time? Really? I had not noticed that. And it's a very interesting detail if he does. Now make sure, if you're talking about Ian Garry does a good job of moving, yes, he moves the whole time. But they didn't say moving, they said running, and running specifically, when we use it as a vernacular in this space, means he goes backwards. He's running from you. He's running.
For Islam Makhachev, this fight represents much more than another title defense. Makhachev has already established himself as one of the dominant fighters of his generation, spending years proving that his combination of wrestling, grappling, control, submissions, striking development, and tactical intelligence can overwhelm elite competition. After ruling the lightweight division and eventually moving up to welterweight, Islam has now placed himself in a completely different physical environment.
Big welterweight title fight there. A lot of debate. We were even debating it here as you were walking in, where Islam stands if he wins. Obviously, he's got to get past Ian first, but there's a lot of discussion like, is this enough to be the greatest of all time? Are you looking at this as this is his moment to be the GOAT?
I don't think about that stuff until the fight happens. I mean, when we see his performance on Saturday, let's see how it plays out. But obviously, breaking the record, you know, you keep grinding, you keep fighting, put your head down, just keep, you know, fucking knocking guys down left and right, and then by the time you say, you know what, I'm done, then we all figure out where he ends up in the big picture. But he's on the right path, that's for sure.
At 170 pounds, he is facing opponents who are naturally larger, longer, and physically stronger than many of the fighters he faced earlier in his career. Yet instead of treating that challenge as a weakness, Makhachev has embraced the division. His transition to welterweight has been one of the biggest stories surrounding UFC 330, and now he has the opportunity to prove that his style can remain just as effective against bigger athletes. But standing across from him is Ian Machado Garry, and Garry presents a completely different problem. The Irish contender is significantly taller and has a longer reach than Makhachev, giving him the physical dimensions that could make this fight extremely complicated for the champion. Official statistics list Garry at approximately 1.91 meters with a 1.89 meter reach, compared with Makhachev at approximately 1.78 meters and a 1.79 meter reach. That means Garry owns roughly a 5-inch height advantage and a 4-inch reach advantage, creating an obvious question before the opening bell. Can Islam close the distance without taking too much damage? That question could define the entire fight. Ian Garry is dangerous because he can operate at range, where his height and reach allow him to dictate distance and force opponents to work through his weapons before they can get close. Makhachev, meanwhile, is at his most dangerous when he can turn the fight into a physical battle of positioning, balance, pressure, and control. The moment Islam gets his hands on an opponent and begins connecting the different stages of his grappling game, the fight can change instantly. A single successful entry can become a takedown, the takedown can become positional control, and positional control can eventually lead to ground and pound or submission attempt. That is why Garry cannot afford to think about defending only one technique. Against Makhachev, every defensive reaction can create another opportunity for the champion. And this is where the mental side of the matchup becomes fascinating. During the UFC 330 press conference, Makhachev appeared confident in his assessment of Garry, essentially refusing to portray his challenger as an unusually dangerous or mysterious opponent. Makhachev acknowledged Garry's abilities, but did not appear intimidated by the Irishman's striking, wrestling, or jiu-jitsu. That confidence is important because Islam has spent years competing against elite opponents while remaining remarkably calm under pressure. Garry, however, has built his own identity around confidence. He believes that his skill set, size, preparation, and intelligence can create problems that Makhachev has never experienced before. There is also a fascinating difference in their physical preparation. Reports surrounding the fight have highlighted Makhachev's effort to add muscle while moving into the welterweight division, with reports suggesting he added approximately 5 kilograms during his transition. Garry, meanwhile, has discussed his vegan diet and the way he believes it supports his recovery, health, and preparation. These details might seem secondary compared with wrestling and striking, but in a fight between two elite athletes, physical preparation can become extremely important once the championship rounds arrive.